Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Monosi, also known as Monosi Eats Vegan. It's another Vlogmas video, cooking some Christmas recipes. Today, what we're making chocolate sugar cookies, double chocolate. They have sandwich. It's a sandwich cookie, and we're gonna decorate it, make everything from scratch. That's what we're doing. Let's start with weighing out all of the ingredients. Now, to begin with, we're gonna weigh out our butter. We need 230 grams of softened butter. Now, with this recipe, you cannot use the margarine that you use to spread on your bread, because it will not harden when you're gonna put this in the fridge to harden. That's why we are not gonna use that. So the full recipe is on my Instagram. I will link it down below. These are my favorite cookies to bake because they're so easy, and the taste, I tell you, these are delicious. My family's favorite. And then to that, we're gonna add, this is what we're making, and this is the recipe that I'm reading from. That's on my Instagram with the same name, Monosi Eats Vegan. I'll link it below. And then we need 85 grams of icing sugar, powdered sugar, whatever you call it. And I'm gonna sieve that, so I'm weighing that directly into a sieve. Push that in. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. So I'm gonna cream this together. If a recipe says cream, like, that process is extremely important. Don't skip on it. It helps incorporate the sugar into the butter, so you don't have sugar crystallizing. You'll see the color of the butter will start to change. Now it's nice and creamy. You can see the streaks that the whisk causes. And I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla that goes in, and then I'm gonna combine that. And then we're about to add the rest of the ingredients. I'm gonna get my, what's this called again? My sieve in there. I need 240 grams of flour. If you don't own a scale, like, it's something that you must invest in, especially if you love baking, because if you want accuracy in your baking, a scale is the only thing that can get you that. Cups, measuring in cups works sometimes, but it's not as accurate. 15 grams of cocoa powder. So that in, get all those lumps. Now combine all of these. And now we're gonna combine this mixture. It might look a bit dry to begin with, but trust me, keep going. It will come together. I'm making a mess, like, as always. I'm gonna start wearing an apron because she needs it. And there you have it, all combined. Forgot about my coffee, my morning coffee. Cheers. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna get parchment paper and then another piece to go on top. And then I'm gonna drop the mixture onto this. Plop it on, plop. All of it. Get it off the spatula now. Why did I get it off the spatula only to get it back on? And then we're gonna put the other piece of parchment paper on top of it. Spread it out a bit with your hands, and then we're gonna start rolling it out. Rolling it out. You gotta be gentle with your rolling pin. I'm not pressing down. I'm letting the rolling pin do the work. Then I'm gonna smooth it out like this with my hand, and to get the desired bit. See, like, we're not there yet. We can go more because we're making sandwich cookies. You can roll it out pretty thin, about a centimeter to half a centimeter thin. I feel like half a centimeter is like better. You don't want to flatten it too much. Yeah, I think we are at the right space. Now what I'm going to do now is get this on a tray, put it in the freezer so it hardens, so we're able to cut it with our cookie cutter. Then slide it off into the freezer. I've got the dough over here. It's hardened a little bit. I'm gonna put some flour. I'm gonna use the parchment paper that was on top to line my baking tin, and then I've got a star cookie cutter here. I'm gonna start cutting. So now it's firm, and then you're able to cut them looking like this. So pretty. I got the oven preheating at 180 degrees, and then I'm gonna bake these for about between 12 and 15 minutes. You have to keep on checking them, and they keep their form a lot. They don't spread out too much, but just have space between them in the South African heat. Look at them, a pretty start. I don't have space for the other cookie that's there, so I'm gonna pop these in the oven. You see the space I left in between there. While those are going, we're gonna reuse this dough to make some more. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna combine it once more. You don't want to work it too much. You don't want to activate the gluten. So you fold the parchment in half. See, I'm saving parchment. And then repeat the rolling process. Then popping this in the freezer again. My first batch of cookies are out, and this is what they're looking like. Let me bring them closer. You can see the shape is beautiful. Still looks like a star. I've got my second batch in there. Now we're gonna move into the chocolate buttercream that goes between these sandwich cookies. In here I've got 50 grams of softened butter and 85 grams of icing sugar and 10 grams of cocoa powder. So I'm gonna serve the cocoa powder into this, and then you're gonna be patient with incorporating this. It's gonna come together. I think we're gonna have 3 batches of these because the second batch is in, and I rolled out my last batch of dough. There we go, it's coming together. It's coming together. The buttercream is coming together. It is a jar. There you have your buttercream, chocolate buttercream. It might look like a little, but a little goes a long way, trust me. Second batch is out. Getting it on to the cooling rack. Just like that. Broke this one. Broke this one. Typical me. Typical me. I think somebody wants to say hi. Let me show you my fridge. This is Milo, the loud Milo. Honey, hi, Jim. Let me wash my hands and we can continue. Hi, Milo. Now we're gonna start to sandwich these cookies. I got one here, and then I'm gonna spread a little bit of that sugar, what is this again? Buttercream, chocolate buttercream, and then align them together, and there you have your sandwich cookie. So let's do them all. My favorite thing about Christmas, spending time with family, playing some games, laughing, eating till you feel like you can't eat no more. It's all about the food. Going to church, dressing up for church. This is the one I broke. Look at it. But it will be fine. It still tastes good. I think I skimmed too much on the first ones, because now I have like some leftover buttercream. We're about to make a royal icing to decorate the cookies. It's very simple. Right here I have the icing sugar. Half a cup of that. I'm gonna sieve it. Let's make it snow. To that I'm gonna add a teaspoon, I think, of aquafaba, the liquid from chickpeas, canned chickpeas. I've got like some canned chickpeas here. And then I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon first, because a little goes a long way with the liquid when making royal icing. I'm gonna add another half a teaspoon there. I think that will be enough. Usually this is made with egg whites, but aquafaba does the exact same job. You can see it's nice and thick. And now you need a piping bag, but if you don't have a piping bag, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to make a piping bag using parchment paper. So to make the piping bag out of parchment paper, I have a square piece of parchment paper, and then I'm going to fold it into a triangle like that. There you have a triangle, and then we're gonna cut it right through the middle. I'm using a sharp knife to get through it, all the way through it. And then you have a triangle like that. So with the triangle, you're gonna, okay, now I need to remember the long side, the side. You're gonna bring the ends towards the short end. These corners are gonna come towards this corner. I don't know if I'm making sense. So fold them over each other like that, and then you pinch them towards this end until you see this hole here closed up. So you're like pinching it, pulling and tugging at it, pulling and tugging at it, and then now the hole here is closed. You can see how it's brought together here. Those ends are together, and then fold it inwards like this, and then fold it again to secure it. Now if you have a stapler, you can staple it at this point, but I don't find it necessary. There you have a piping bag. Place it in the mug so I can pour the icing in there easily. And then we're gonna pour this royal icing in there. Pour all of it into it. And then to seal it all in, we're gonna fold it again to make sure none of the contents escape. And then I folded it twice, and I'm gonna fold it in half like this so it's easy to hold like this. Have a scissor over here, and then I'm gonna cut a small, because we wanted to give you thin lines, like a small hole. You can see the royal icing is coming out. Now we're gonna start decorating our cookies. Let me wipe clean here. Now we're gonna start icing. We're gonna start with a dot in the middle, like that, and then a straight line from each point of the star to meet up with the dot, all around like that. This is gonna be an easy decoration. It's the only one I can do. And then I'm doing lines at the top. I'm gonna go for 2. You're just not pressing too much on the piping bag. And as you can see, my fingers are at the top, not in the middle. So you get an even squeeze. So I'm gonna do that right around. I bake these cookies a lot, so I'm able to go quicker, but you can go slow until you get a hang of it. There we go. I work better when I lift the cookie up, but if you can work from the table. See, messed it up a bit, but it's fine. And then I'm gonna do some dots here. No, it's because I'm not holding it straight up. That happened. And there you have your cookie decorated. Isn't that pretty and easy? Let's do the next one. And then the lines. And because you used aquafaba, this icing is gonna dry out and be firm, but be careful if you're going to place it in a baking tin. Don't do that immediately. Wait for that to harden. You can make the cookies up until this point and then give them to family so everyone can decorate their own cookies. And then the dots in the middle. I'm doing the same decorations for each and every one. You can do variants. So let me finish all these up and then we are gonna be done. This is a great Christmas Eve task. You sit around the table decorating Christmas cookies. Could have a cookie decorating competition. Is my hand getting tired? Yep. You can see I still have a lot of icing left, so trust the recipe on Instagram. This is the first one. This is towards the end. You can see how sturdy my hand got. These are so pretty. Look at them. So pretty. Now there we have it. We made our beautiful chocolate sugar cookies. Let me take a bite of this one. Nice and buttery, crispy. Lots of chocolate flavor. Not too sweet, which is always my thing when I'm making sweet things. I don't like things that are too sweet. Easy to make. I hope you enjoyed baking these cookies with me and you come back next time. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope to see you again next time. Like the video if you liked it and subscribe to my channel. Bye.